All right, I'm here with Desiree. She owns HomWork, a co-living community, and I just wanted to chat a little bit with her today, just to share the information about the upcoming event for SDCIA on Tuesday. That way we can get to know her better, get to know what you're going to learn, and just have a really informative Q&A session here on this call. So, Desiree, thanks for taking the time to jump on the call. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be really fun. Um, so I just wanted to start off by asking you to tell everybody a little bit about you and your background and how you got into this.
I have been in real estate since 1989. So first I was an agent and then I was a broker. And then the last 20 or so years, I was an investor syndicator
Wow.
and got into homework in 2018 because I became an empty nester. And yet I still wanted to live in a home and have the ability to travel and be able to move remotely. So I thought, well, if I could live where I work and work where I live anywhere in the world, that would be perfect. And that was the birth of homework. We
That's-
say live where you work, where you live anywhere in the world. So the concept was to be able to acquire properties and remodel and remarket them for digital nomads and remote workers. And so at that time, it was mostly creatives and young millennials that was in that space. So I wanted to create something that was maybe a step above that and then for a wider audience. Then we
yeah.
and we had COVID, and then after that, the industry opened up to everybody because I know you or everybody else knows of somebody that works digitally,
Hmm,
works remotely,
definitely. I definitely work digitally for sure. That's my entire business. Working from home or from people's kitchens,
or from cars.
or from car. Yeah, for
Mobile
sure.
office, yes.
So that kind of talks a little bit about what inspired you. I mean, that's a great story. So when did you create your first space?
In 2018, we started with a property in Rancho Santa Fe. It was a beautiful home. It was 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, but it had a great large room that we used as our co-working lounge. Had another
Okay.
small room for our office, and it had great outdoor spaces, which some of
Okay.
the look for in a property. But then we were hit with COVID, and then during that time, it was perfect for us to research, and so we found 12 bedrooms and 12 baths, which obviously, monetized completely differently. And
Yeah.
expanding from there and
Oh,
look for properties that were SRO, single room occupancies,
mm-hmm.
peak hotels, the hostels, bed and breakfast inns, things like that.
Wow. That sounds fun. I'd love to take a look at some of your spaces sometime soon. Let's shift a little bit into like, how have you seen the co-working and co-living space evolve since 2018 when you started?
Well, post pandemic, it's been huge because now you have the accountants, the attorneys, even WebMD. A lot of doctors are now traveling, they're working on the web. HR, a lot of companies have their employees, the engineers and so forth that are now traveling. And instead of staying in hotels, it's more economical and more feasible for them to stay in a co working, co living. And that's the difference. Yes, there's, people that stay in a hotel or Airbnb by themselves and may have a working area. But post pandemic, a lot of people didn't like the quarantine and they didn't want to be
Yeah.
alone. The loneliness was heightened. And so they really wanted to be around other people, especially like minded people. So ours is geared towards professionals and entrepreneurs. We don't have children or pets or anything of that type. It's just basically people there for business. So there are a lot of relationships, there's partnerships, there's even a baby that was conceived in one of our homework properties. So people go on, yeah, so it's community. You have privacy when you want it, because every room has a desk, and then we have a co-working lounge, but we have company, privacy when you need it and company when you want it.
Sure. Do you think co-working and co-living spaces are the future of work-life balance?
I think so, because more and more people will never go back to the traditional office. There's a lot of controversy now about people having to go back to the offices. First of all, a lot of the offices have liquidated, so they're not even available for that, or they've
Yeah.
converted to other spaces, other uses. But a lot of people have gotten, feel the value of that lifestyle, of being
Yeah.
able to work remotely. And people now don't have to wait till they retire to travel. They can travel and work during the day or night and, be able to enjoy their life. So it's like, stopping Airbnb or stopping Uber. I mean, those things that kind of are here. So lifestyle change that are here to stay.
Great. That's great. Yeah, I could totally see that. Um, so, what kind of community building efforts are important for creating a successful environment for co-working, co-living?
I think one, identifying your audience, like ours is for business professionals and entrepreneurs. Some of them are geared towards musicians or for artists or for surfers or for art, people that writers. So it's just identifying your audience. And then we do different events. Every week we have a community director, and she does different events, whether it's a potluck where they go, like they last week they went on a to a Padres game, or they go on a cruise together. So people, even within the household, can do things together. And that's how they formulate relationships. They have, and we also bring people in, like for yoga teachers to do a yoga class, or we had a um, wine sommelier to come bring in and talk about wine. So you can do different things. And what's really unique is that in our properties, almost any given night, there's 6 or 7 different languages at the table.
Oh,
People
wow.
all over the world. So you're meeting people from all over the world. And many times they say, you're from Germany. Well, I want to go to Germany. And so where should I go? Or they connect, that way, or they'll, we even have people from the Appalachian Trail, stop in at our property because they wanted to rest. So the variety of people that you meet, the culture that you create with the events and that brings people together is huge.
That's great. I mean, it's so hard to make friends these days, you know? Everybody's so wrapped up in their own world and, they have their circle of friends. So getting into a community like that is really cool, actually. It sounds
It
like a
is.
lot of fun.
It is, and there's a lot of the safety factor to it. You go to a new city, whether you're a single girl or a guy, and you want to do tours, do things around. First, you want to know which ones are the best ones to go to. So having that feedback is helpful, but also you don't want to go alone, And
Yeah.
so knowing that there's a little mild level of accountability, people know, oh, she went out there, or we can go out together as a group. It's huge for the safety factor. It's more economical because you just
Yeah.
pay price and everything is included, utilities and toiletries and the basics are included. So all you need is your suitcase. And if you go, like our properties are pretty consistent. We've partnered with a company called Outsite, and they've been around since 2015,
Okay.
specializing in co-working, co-living, and they're in 17 different countries and have over 50 properties. So you can go anywhere and be able to drop right into that community and know what the amenity is going to be, the quality of the property is going to be, and that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's see. Say I was looking to invest in one of these co-living spaces. What should I know before I get started?
I think, you'd want to know about the operators itself, what their plan is of growth and what their past and their future is. But basically, it's real estate. Again, we handle the real estate investors. We syndicate and we purchase the property. So the locations that we choose are the locations that we do polls among the people in the community, and they tell us what cities they would like to go to next. We also go through the open forum of finding out what are the most top cities and properties for remote workers and digital nomads. And so
Okay.
you have a property that has, it's a great property that's in a great area and it has a great appreciation. Plus, you get your cash flow and you get, dividends and things of that type. So, you
That's
know, it,
awesome.
yeah, it's co-working, co-living. What we do is you say co-living, but we create a space in each property for co-working. So sometimes
Okay.
it's an attic, it's another building, it's a big room, whatever the case may be. So you don't have to go out to work. You can do it right from your comfort of your home.
That's great. Um, what do you think the key factors are that make this a successful business? What would, like, if somebody wanted to go out and start a co-working space, like, what would be the things that they need to pay attention to that would make them a successful business?
Right. Perfect. Well, great question. One, the areas. Again, what market are they going to target? Let's say, for example, it's just for travel nurses or something that
Mhm.
is find out what market you're going to target. And then your location, 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 as always in real estate. Then creating the community, finding either events or either you have an outside person that does it or somebody within your community, but just having events that foster that community and those connections so that when they're in the whether it's game night where they play chess or Monopoly or cash flow, just being able to foster that, making sure you have a designated workspace, especially with great Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is the number one thing for many people to be able to connect on the same time. and just have a great clean space that's accommodating, that has all the basic amenities, good location, and more importantly, community.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so we're having our event on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, and it's going to be all about you sharing the entire business model. And so I
Mhm.
just wanted to ask you, what do you think attendees can expect to learn, and what can they expect from the event, really?
Well, I think there'll be two things. One is learning about the co-working, co-living, who's the audience, who are doing it, what the numbers are, what the anticipated growth. I mean, a lot of people don't know that it's 20 to 30% more profitable than multi-residential. And it
Hmm.
makes multi-residentials long-term and short-term is much more profitable. But now
Yeah.
adding the working part of it now is again taking that additional value that people will go out to a co-working space. They have it inside. So to learn all about that, the most important, learn the market, the locations, learn the cost. There's different ways we buy the buildings, but you can also do it by just leasing the buildings, which many people have.
Hmm.
In the factors, you're buying things in bulk, as far as accommodations like the sheets and the towels and little things of that type that makes a difference for a stay. The market itself is a huge market. And so being able to tap onto that worldwide community and being able to have just different tools like pricing dynamics and
Hmm.
price labs, things that they know to make sure they're competitive in their pricing, as well as then if they decide to buy the properties, how to raise the funds to do so. They can do that through syndications where they can actually raise the funds, buy the property, and be able to go forward from there. So also to invest, if they want to invest in it, what the now normal returns would be and what they can
Yeah.
expect at that end. So from knowing what co-working living is, knowing what the market is, knowing how to start it, how to keep it, and how to sell it for a profit.
That's that sounds like all good things. If I was going to a re-event on this, I definitely want to learn all those things. Well, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
can't hurt you.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to have a really good event. I think we're going to have a really good turnout. People are going to learn a lot. So I just want to end by saying, by asking you where people can follow you and stay updated on what you're doing and kind of get more information on the homework that you guys run. Um,
Surely, just go to our website, which is homework, HOM, no E, WORK.com. So it's HOMWORK. We have an option for you to be able to opt in. So you'll be the first to know about our events, our launches, and our specials, and just be able to be part of the community. And whether you're single or a couple or professionals, male, female, this is everyone's welcome. It's a community from all over the world. So remember, just live where you work where you live, anywhere in the world.
all right. Do you guys have social media?
Yes,
Okay.
LinkedIn and Facebook.
Okay.
Oh, well, find
Perfect.
information.
Awesome. So they can go find you on those places too, because I know a lot of people are on social media.
Yes,
Well, it's
yeah.
so exciting. I'm so excited. I'm excited to see you on Tuesday and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for jumping on for a quick minute just to chat about what people are going to learn and I really appreciate you
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. We're just really excited about sharing it because it is relatively a new asset class. So don't be left behind. Learn it.
for sure. All right. Well, thank you. We'll see you Tuesday.
Take care. Bye now.
Bye-bye.